Hi, I'm Nikki,
And I'm Cindy.
and we're from SailRite. And today we're going to be discussing how to choose an appropriate upholstery fabric for your next reupholstery job. So Cindy, if I have a chair that I want to reupholster, what kind of things do I need to think about when it comes time to pick a fabric?
The first thing that you need to think about is whether it's going to have kids and pets on it. Those are the two things that are hardest on our furniture. So that's the first thing to take into consideration. The next thing I would think about is where it's going to be used. Is it going to have a lot of sun? Is it going to be in the formal dining room? Is it going to be in the family room? So those three things are the things I think I would take into consideration first.
Okay, so if I have a dog that lives in my house that likes to sit on my furniture, what would be a good choice for my house?
I think you would want something with a hard finish, which this I would call a hard finish. There's no loopy threads to get caught on. It feels pretty tightly woven. The sunbrella fabrics all have a really hard finish, and even though they're sunbrella, they're beautiful colors to use in your house also. So something like this I would consider a hard finish. No loose threads, pretty tightly woven, and any stains should be able to be rubbed off. This would be considered drapery fabric. It's very lightweight, feels very fine, and has a real soft hand. This I would not use on any upholstery.
Okay, so what about a fabric like this? It has almost a velvet feel on the top. Would something like this be appropriate for my upholstery?
If you were going to use this in your formal room, I would say yes, or an occasional chair where it wasn't going to get a lot of use. It does have a really soft hand and it's very pretty, except I think it would hold stains more. Another thing that we take into consideration with the fabrics is the double rubs. This actually has a really good double rub rating, so it is very durable. But I would be concerned about the velvet texture, and maybe choose something that has a little bit harder surface, like this, where it wouldn't hold the stains. This just feels like any kind of liquid or anything is going to rub right off of it.
Right.
And this one also, the double rubs on these three fabrics are all actually very close, so they'd all be really durable. But this one, obviously a color like this would wear less well than a color like this.
Right.
So color is something to take into consideration, the hand of the fabric, and if you can find the information, which it is readily available, how much the double rubs are. Also tells you how durable it will be.
And we do list all of the double rubs at SailRite.com.
Yes. Nikki, let's talk about these two fabrics.
Okay.
They're both 100% cotton, and have very different weaves though. This is a very thick yarn, and the fabric is actually considerably thicker than this, but they could both be used in the same application. This one looks like it's not woven quite as tightly as this one, but both very durable and both very pretty fabrics.
Now, what if I want to use a fabric that has like an intricate or a large scale pattern? Do you have any advice of what I should think of with a pattern fabric?
One of the main things to think of with a pattern fabric is what your furniture actually looks like. If you have something that has a lot of details, a lot of tufting, buttons, anything like that, a pattern fabric, a plaid fabric like this, you're going to lose the consistency of the plaid when you button it or tuft it. And also, recliners are usually not done in a fabric that has this much matching to it. Because there's two reasons. Because when you do a recliner, you take it completely apart, and it's really difficult to get it matched perfectly. And because a recliner is considered motion furniture, when a recliner moves, all those pieces are going to move, and there's a good chance it's not going to go back in the same spot once it's put back, the footrest is put back in. And even if your upholsterer did a terrific job, it may not go back the same way.
Right.
Okay? And let's talk about the roosters.
All right.
I love the roosters, but it's a huge pattern. The pattern repeat is from here to here.
Oh, wow.
So one thing to take into consideration if you want to use this fabric is the pattern repeat, and making sure that you have like the same set of roosters on all your dining room seats, or the same set of roosters on all of your cushions. However you want to do that. But that is something to take in consideration. It takes more fabric to use a wide and long repeat like this. If you fall in love with the roosters and you really want to use them, you can take lining, just a drapery lining, and back your pieces with drapery lining, which would make it more durable.
Oh.
So that's an option if you fall in love with the fabric that isn't quite heavy enough for the job.
Well, thanks, Cindy, for sharing all of your tips with us. We hope that you found these upholstery fabric tips helpful at home. And next time you need to shop for upholstery fabric, be sure to shop at SaleRight.com.